This song is about a real story that happened. I once accidentally flipped two lesbians. Still not sure how I did it, but they both got so intense that it really freaked me out, and I bail on that. Still, there is this one that I really liked, so I can't help wondering if the red flags are circumstantial evidence. Before I can make a decision, she is out of my life. Now, all there is left for me is wondering what could have been.
Parked my truck at the edge of town, at a neon light where the sun goes down. Just a regular night, or so I thought, till I got tangled in a web I never should have caught. I didn't mean to stir the dust or change the game. I barely even knew how to say their names, but somehow I flipped the switch and turned the tide, and found myself on a wild, uncertain ride. Was it the timing or a trick of the light? I flipped the script on a Friday night. Two hearts shifted, getting way too intense, and suddenly nothing was making any sense. Yeah, it freaked me out, so I turned to run before the damage could be undone. Now I'm staring at the road, wondering where it bends, and if those red flags were just circumstantial evidence. They both got heavy, they both got deep, secrets out that they were meant to keep. The pressure started climbing, hitting 10 out of 10. I told myself I'd never go back there again, so I bailed on the chaos. I made my escape, left the silhouette of a heartbreak shape. But there was one in the pair with a look in her eye that makes me stop and wonder as the days go by. Was it the timing or a trick of the light? I flipped the script on a Friday night. Two hearts shifted, getting way too intense, and suddenly nothing was making any sense. Yeah, it freaked me out, so I turned to run before the damage could be undone. Now I'm staring at the road, wondering where it bends, and if those red flags were just circumstantial evidence. I liked her, I'll admit it, maybe more than I should. I would have stayed and cleared the air if I only could, but before I could decide if the risk was worth the fall, she vanished like a shadow, didn't leave a trace at all. Now she's out of my life, gone with the wind, and I'm left at the place where the story should have pinned. In the midnight air, searching for a girl who's no longer there. Just a strange memory of a night so blue, wondering what could have been if I'd only followed through. Yeah, what could have been if those red flags were just the wind?
After those two experiences, I did research into queer psychology. Independent from the pseudoscience of radical right Abrahamic extremists and radical left woke feminists, the two heavyweight in the study of queer psychology is Albert Kinsey and Lisa Diamond. Albert Kinsey in the 1940s proposed the Kinsey scale. It argued that human sexual orientation exists on the scale of 1. Completely straight, 2. Straight with low bisexual tendency, 3. Straight with high bisexual tendency, 4. Bisexual, 5. Queer with high bisexual tendency, 6. Queer with low bisexual tendency, and 7. Completely queer. Dr. Lisa Diamond, that is a lesbian herself, argued that male sexual orientation usually see the U-shaped curve where most are completely straight or completely gay, followed by straight or queer with low bisexual tendency. Those in the middle are almost non-existing. Female, on the other hand, got a bell-shaped curve. Most women cluster in the middle with straight or queer with high bisexual tendency or bisexual. However, what Diamond found is that straight girls are usually more open-minded. So, when a straight girl turned lesbo, it is usually a very smooth transition and they more easily flip back. But lesbians are usually more close-minded. When a lesbian got flip, it often created massive identity crisis. However, it is because lesbians are close-minded that result in them becoming more easily flip, and often when they are flip, they start to spiral. When a straight girl develops feeling for a woman or engaged in lesbian sex, it is often seen as an expansion of her identity. When a lesbian develops feelings for a man or engage in straight sex, it is often seen as an internal crisis. It often results in her clinch even harder. Study also show what happened to those two lesbians. It is very common among the first time a lesbian got flip. Furthermore, it is found the statistic rate of lesbian get flip is higher compared to straight girls. It is estimated around 60% lesbian got flip at least once. Among 50% of those that got flip eventually married the guy. From the perspective of modern woke politics, this statistic is obviously very political inaccurate and is why woke feminists hate it. But before Abrahamic conservatives try take this study to favor their anti-LGBTQ+ cause, I must reinforce a very important idea. There is nothing wrong about being gay, and if you are queer and your religion is against it, maybe the Abrahamic sect isn't right for you.